Hi guys, this is Tools from Tools Explores, and I'm back again with part 2 of my Harare travel experience. So on this particular day, I went to revisit my childhood neighborhood. So for those who know, I was born in Harare, in the avenues, at a clinic in the avenues, but I grew up in Westgate towards the end of the 1990s and the beginning of 2000s before we moved to South Africa. So this mall right here, or shopping center, is where we used to come and shop at the TM that is now Pick and Pay. The cinema used to also host Faith Ministries, which is church, which was a church for us. And between school and home, the taxi would rank or stop also at this mall. So I practically spent every day of my life at this mall, and being here was so surreal. But on this day, I was meeting up with my lovely friend who I met on the internet. Her name is Amina, and this was our first meetup in person. So we went to the hot dogs shop, and she got us a late lunch. I ordered a chicken wrap. I think she had this really amazing hot dog that looked great. And we just sat, we talked, we laughed, we vibed, we took content as our first meetup, which we're really anticipating after over a year of friendship on the internet. So yeah, it was great. It was also surreal being back home. I was very emotional just being in Westgate at the shopping center. I was highly emotional meeting somebody who's one of my closest friends in person. We had so much to talk about, but we just couldn't get enough said. On this day, then, we went to visit my uncle who stays in Eastleigh. So we woke up bright and early in Kambuzuma, and we went to go and catch a combi. A combi is what we call a taxi in South Africa, but whew, it is wild in those combis. So here we were basically picking up passengers on the way, and this combi was between Kambuzuma and Copacabana, which is the CBD of Harare, where we would then go and get another combi to Eastleigh and then just walk the rest of the distance to my uncle's home. These are notorious for being very dangerous because of the substance abuse of the drivers and the conductors, the quality of the vehicles, and just they're always in trouble with police. At some point, they were banned. But it was worth the experience and worth the content, and I have no regrets. I also got to see the Salisbury towers or power stations, because before Harare was called Harare or was given the name Harare, it was Salisbury, and there were power stations and industries that no longer work. So here we had arrived at the CBD. We were making our way to the next stop to get the next combi/taxi to Eastleigh. Yeah, Harare is loud, it's buzzing, but at this time, I think everyone had just settled into work. It gets very hectic as it goes later. Right now, it's just quiet. We got to the next rank, we waited for a combi, and we got into the combi. The windies being windies, we got to Eastleigh, and that was it. Finally, the day of departure came. It was a bittersweet moment, but it was a good goodbye because I was sort of fed up of being in Harare. And it was lovely just experiencing the new Harare airport, which is still in progress. But prior to this airport was just something else. But now it is always clean. The Wi-Fi is great. The toilets are great. There is running water. It was really a nice experience to finally fly in this airport that has been revamped, because in the past there was like one cafe, 3 boarding gates or 5 boarding gates, but now it's dynamic with beautiful restaurants. I think I even spotted a Chinese restaurant. Great Wi-Fi, like really great Wi-Fi. I was able to continue with my content creation before my flight. It was really nice, very systemic, very controlled, very great environment. And I think what was the highlight of this goodbye was seeing the big bird of Air Zimbabwe. It's there in the distance. It's our fallen airline, but it still climbs.